So I welcome you all. We are present here for the Tally CA Connect session with CA Dhara Gandhi. I'll give a quick introduction about Dhara ma'am. Many of you might know her already, but Dhara ma'am is a practicing chartered accountant. Currently, she is spearheading her enterprise into direct and indirect taxation. She also specializes in Tally support and Tally customization. Dhara ma'am is with us, being a Tally evangelist for quite a long time now. She is well versed with Tally. More particularly, one feature in which Dhara ma'am is extremely knowledgeable and can help the audience is the audit um, feature that we have in our current product. So currently, as we know that audit is one of the most important, crucial part of a CA domain. So ma'am has dedicated this session for audit tool, to discuss about the efficiency of audit tool in TallyPrime. Ma'am has conducted several lectures in many forums, many ICI chapters. These lectures are related to GST, mostly related to Tally's audit feature that we have. So we welcome you, ma'am, and thank you so much for taking out time for today's session. I'm quite sure all of us will enjoy this session, understand and gain knowledge on how audit to Tally Prime is so efficient for chartered accountants. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek, for such a warm welcome. And I'm really glad by seeing number of participants today in the session. And I'm sure after the session, they'll definitely take a good tips and trips of audit through TallyPrime through this session. So good afternoon to all the participants, and I'm really glad at the completely March end, everybody is fetching time to attend this lecture, and I'm sure it will be very much beneficial for you after this lecture. So today we'll be speaking about all the audit features which can be used by chartered accountants and accountants, which would be very useful by using this TallyPrime itself. So basically, all this, features are manually done by the chartered accountant firms or the accountant firms, which some easy reports can be, literally with some shortcuts can be fetched from this TallyPrime. So I'll try to run through each and every report of this audit feature, data analysis, along with the voucher verification features through TallyPrime. So I'll run through some live data, so you'll be able to understand the features correctly. And for questions, I request you all to put all the questions in chat box. And after this session complete, we'll take all the questions for you. So about the audit. So initially, when we commence the audit, we need to make audit strategies, audit plans, and then audit execution needs to be done. So basically, when we start the audit, what we basically do, हम लोग पूरा tally run करते हैं of our client. So while running the tally, first thing we check is what are the number of ledgers in the client's tally. Okay. Some basic thing is like, what are the negative ledgers, negative stock. So first thing what we go through is the chart of accounts. So if I run through this tally, chart of accounts can be seen on the dashboard, on the gateway of Tally itself. So chart of accounts, you have options कि आपको group wise देखना है, तो you can see group wise. If you want to see ledger wise chart of accounts, if you want to see voucher wise, if you are maintaining currency wise accounts, currency wise you can check. I'll go through this ledger wise. Okay, so basically these are list of ledgers, assets classifications, stock classifications, debtors, creditors. I have one shortcut. If I go through F5 ledger view, I'll be able to see all the ledger classified under which head and if they have any opening balances. So these are all the ledgers which I can view through chart of accounts. You can see there are 476 ledgers classified in this year. So all items, if you want to see, you can see all the ledger items through this chart of accounts. So initially, first step, we'll check how many ledgers are there, how many groups are there in the client's tally. So this is one way to check through chart of accounts. If you want to apply filter here, you can apply filter. ये 3.0 जब release हुआ था, ये filter option, advanced filter, multi filter options इसमें include किए थे. So I'm not going to take this filter option now, but आप कुछ भी filter इसमें कर सकते हैं. तो अगर आप नाम से filter कर सकते हैं, कोई amount से filter कर सकते हैं, so you will get filtration options here. You will get options if you want to see group wise. So these are the basic groups जहाँ पे entries pass की हुई है clients की. You can see detailed and you can see ledger wise. So first step, while doing audit planning, these are the complete set of chart of accounts and ledgers which are available in your client's tally account. Basic balance sheet P&L everybody know. So now there is one option, display more reports. So if you go in this display more reports option, you will get two important features here. One is exception report and one is analysis and verification. So if we run through both of them, इसमें आपका 80 to 90% data verification हो जाएगा tally का. How? We'll see. So if you go through this exception ledger, so very important thing you need to check is optional voucher. Now what clients do is कि उनको entry reflect नहीं करनी है in trial balance. They don't want to reflect their transaction in balance sheet, profit and loss account anywhere. So what they do is they pass an entry under optional voucher. So you need to check कि optional voucher में कोई entries pass की हुई है क्या, and then you have to send a query to client. What are these optional vouchers? Why did you pass this entry in optional vouchers? Now this verification which would be much more easier for companies because उनका edit log has been started, has been mandated. So edit log may we'll be able to find all the logs of the transaction. But apart from company, you need to thoroughly go through this optional vouchers. What are exact vouchers are? Then you need to check cancelled voucher. कि अगर कोई voucher बना है और फिर cancel किया है तो what are these vouchers? अब ये यहाँ पे कोई optional vouchers है नहीं क्योंकि entry pass नहीं की हुई. अगर आपके client ने की होगी तो you will definitely get it. Now a list of negative ledgers. So this is ready list of negative ledgers wherein अगर debtor है, credit balance है, creditor है, debit balance है, etc. तो ये पूरा एक list you will be able to get directly through this option. So आपका ये एक query ready हो गया कि why the amounts are in negative. इसमें भी you have options if you want to see opening balance, if you want to see during the year transaction, closing balance. You can sort it ascending or descending way. You don't want to see transaction with lower amounts, then you just avoid, you just sort it out and you can see. So all these ledgers are showing negative balances. So this ready list, you get it from here. Apart from this, negative stock. So all these stock are negative. So this is specific query. How can a stock be negative? या तो उनका परचेज का वाउचर डालना छूट गया है, जो स्टॉक है ही नहीं वो सेल कैसे होगा? So if you want to see this, you can see this group wise stock. If you want to apply filter, you can apply filter. If you want to compare it with some other company, last year का company, you can do it through year only. आपके ये साइड जितने भी फीचर्स है वो सारे आपके रिपोर्ट से रिलेटेड फीचर्स है. So you can verify through this feature. You have configuration options. What options you can use is quantity. If you want to see quantity, rate, amount, you want to see opening balance, inward, outward. You want to see consumption, you can enable consumption. If you want to see stock with zero quantity, you can see the name. You want to see detailed, you can see detailed, expand all columns. So this is what report you get through this negative stock option. Here, opening balance, if we see the first item, opening balance was not there. Inward quantity was 6 and outward was 8. That is the reason the closing balance is negative. If you just enter this, you'll be able to see entire ledger. कौन सी पार्टी से इनवर्ड आया, कौन सी पार्टी को आउटवर्ड गया. So you don't need to run through the tallies. आपको सारा feature इसी में, if you use properly all these features given here and you enter in that transaction, you will be able to see all the transactions. Why the stock is negative. At times कभी कभी नेगेटिव स्टॉक को स्टॉक जेवी से हटाया जाता है. स्टॉक जेवी का फीचर भी विल बी सीइंग. कभी कभी फिजिकल स्टॉक का एंट्रीज पास होता है. सो फिजिकल स्टॉक एंट्रीज आल्सो विल बी seeing in another slides. So this is basic run through, and what you can do is you can save this reports. अगर आपको बार बार ये setting नहीं करना है opening, inward, closing का, so you can save this for this company, and whenever you will open this feature, आपको यही format में you will be able to see the report. And you can save it for this company, you can save it for all the companies in your system. अगर all the companies के लिए if you have saved, तो आपको सारे कंपनी का ये रिपोर्ट ऐसे ही फॉर्मेट में दिखेगा. Now important overdue receivable and overdue paid. So if I go to this overdue receivable thing, so what is the overdue days, you will be able to see in this report along with party name. And definitely you can apply filter here also. You can save this report. If you want to see ledger wise, bill wise amounts, you can see bill wise details. Suppose this company iske 3 bills, then what is the overdue days. If you want to check aging analysis from here, you can check aging analysis. I want to check as per bill date wise, 0 to 90 days, 90 to 180, 180 to 360 and above. So this is the bifurcation you get. Overdue bifurcations. So अगर आपको आपके accounts में देखना है कि what is the overdue dates, you can see that. Bill wise you can see due date wise. और अभी तो ये MSME का जो new provision आया है 15 days और 45 days का, इसके लिए तो Tally have introduced the feature in 4.1 about this MSME. You can upgrade your Tally and use that feature. So apart from that feature, you can get analysis through this feature. So this is party wise, bill wise analysis along with bill dates and what was the date due on. So you can customize this report according to your will. Similarly, overdue payables. So overdue payables also, if you want to see overdue receivable, you can run through this only, overdue payable. If you want to see payable age-wise report, you can see payable age-wise report. You can change this number of days as per your need. And this is the report you get. You want ledger-wise, bill-wise, this would be ledger-wise, bill-wise. That is party-wise and bill-wise overdue report. So this is one ready outstanding report which we usually get from Tally. But provided के accountants ने on account entries अगर pass की होगी तो आपको ये report fetch करने में थोड़ा difficulty होगा. So instruct the accountants के आपका जो entries pass करे वो on account ना करके bill के सामने वो entries pass करे. So this is the basic features. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. This were the ready reports you got from Tally. You did not need to run through all the trial balance accounts and everything. So this were some sensitive things which Tally specifically give you separate navigation. Apart from this, there is one option, analysis and verification. So this analysis and verification, if we see there are two options. One is data analysis and one is voucher verification. So data analysis में आपका almost audit के सारे pointers cover करने की कोशिश की है. That is, हमने जो initially अपना chart of accounts देखा था Tally Gateway पे, यहाँ पे वो भी feature है. stock verification के कोई pointers है, verification of balances, the outstanding balances we have seen. Apart from that, we'll get balances of all the ledgers group wise. Then some analytical procedures wherein you can compare one group in Tally with another group, one ledger with another ledger in analytical form. We'll run through this. Pending documents we have, repeat transactions we have, cash withdrawals, deposit in banks. If you want to see, you get ready reports, fixed asset ready reports you get, transaction done on holiday. अगर Sunday पे या कोई public holiday पे transactions हुआ है, वो date पे अगर tally में entry pass हुआ है, तो that date can be detected through here. कोई भी ledger का highest and lowest transaction we can see from here. So we'll try to run as many features as possible through this data analysis thing. Apart from this, there is a voucher verification option. In voucher verification option, you will be able to get reports through sampling vouchers. You can do manual sampling. You can do random sampling also through this feature. We try to cover this feature also. Initially, I will run through you through this data analysis part. So this data analysis part covers maximum part of your audit. जो भी highest risk area है वो सारे इसमें cover करने का पूरा कोशिश किया गया है. So first point is verification of chart of accounts. So if we go in verification of chart of accounts, initially I'll change this for you. So if I go in verification of chart of accounts, you will get all these options along with comparatives of last year. I'm running data of 22-23. Last year comparative, I get 21-22. So comparing data with last year would be much more easier. अगर आपका कंपनी में डेटा स्प्लिट किया हुआ है, so you have to go through this F7 feature and use compare company का feature wherein you can use your data path and open any company you want and compare this. अगर डेटा स्प्लिट किया हुआ है, so this is the option, you go through it. So in this feature, you get account square off during the year. जो account ये साल में zero कर दिया. Account not at all used in this year. ये सारे accounts बने हुए हैं ledger, but it has not been used in this year. Not used in current year. Certain data has been used in previous year, not in current year. Used only in current year. ये डेटा ओनली करंट ईयर में ये लेजर क्रिएट हुआ है, लास्ट ईयर ये कोई भी लेजर्स नहीं. सो बेसिकली 4 पार्ट्स में दे हैव डिवाइडेड दिस. सो अगर आप ओडीडीसी फीचर यूज करते होंगे, सो हम लोग का एवरी टाइम का स्ट्रगल है कि ये साल में कौन सा न्यू लेजर ओपन हुआ है जो लास्ट ईयर नहीं था. सो थ्रू दिस यू कैन सी कौन से लेजर्स ओपन हुआ है ये साल जो लास्ट ईयर नहीं थे, ओनली यूज इन करंट ईयर. ओपनिंग बैलेंसेस या ये लेजर्स नहीं थे. So this is one way. Apart from this, if you don't want any sort of bifurcation here, there is one option ledger wise, F5. If you do this ledger wise, all the ledgers along with the name of group and the status will be displayed here along with previous year comparatives. If I go to F12 feature, they'll ask you, do you need all items or exception items, no change, regrouping? आपको कौन सा head चाहिए? I will select all items. I will select all ledgers. Name. I need primary grouping also. मुझे ये भी check करना है कि कौन से group में वो ledger open हुआ है. I'll check that also. अगर कोई verification note डाला है audit में, if you want to see, you enable this also. So this is your ledger name. This is name of the group. This is name of the primary group and the status along with the balances. So this is all the ledgers जो ये tally में used हुआ. It's all the ledgers. So ये पूरा एक बोल सकते हैं कि this is the entire master chart of accounts. जितने भी लेजर्स आपके क्लाइंट के टैली में दिख रहे हैं अलोंग विद बैलेंसेस एंड कंपैरिजंस ऑफ प्रीवियस ईयर, अलोंग विद कौन सा नेम ऑफ ग्रुप में क्लासिफाइड हुआ है, प्राइमरी ग्रुप उसका कौन सा है, एवरीथिंग यू विल बी एबल टू फेच इट फ्रॉम हियर। सो बेसिकली ओडीबीसी आप जब करते हैं, एक्सेल आप टैली से कनेक्ट करते हैं डायरेक्ट प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस या बैलेंस शीट बनाने के लिए, सो दिस रिपोर्ट विल बी यूजफुल टू यू। तो डायरेक्ट लिंक हो सकता है। So this was all about chart of accounts. Similarly, we have verification of stock item. अब verification of stock item में also you get negative stock report, जो हमने already exceptional items में we have already seen this. Not used at all. These are the stock which are not used at all during this year. Not used in current year. Current year में use नहीं हुआ है, but हमारे पास opening balances इसके दिख रहे हैं। सो अगर आपके क्लाइंट का स्टॉक है जिसका शेल्फ लाइफ होता है, सो डेफिनेटली दिस इज द पॉइंट यू कैन पुट कि अगर शेल्फ लाइफ है ही नहीं तो ओपनिंग का अभी भी क्लोजिंग में कैसे है। ओनली बैलेंसेस नो ट्रांजेक्शन, इसमें ओनली बैलेंसेस थे, जो ओपनिंग था वही क्लोजिंग है, इसमें कुछ ट्रांजेक्शन नहीं हुए हैं। सो दीज आर द स्टॉक ओनली यूज्ड इन करंट ईयर। ये स्टॉक ओनली करंट ईयर में यूज हुआ है, लास्ट ईयर इसका कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं। सो बेसिकली दिस इज द लिस्ट जो हम लोग को स्टॉक से रिलेटेड मिलता है। अगर आपका कंपनी स्प्लिट किया हुआ है, सो कंपेयर इट विथ थ्रू दिस F7 फीचर। अगर आपको ये सब नहीं चाहिए, नेगेटिव स्टॉक नहीं करंट ईयर में यूज हुआ, यू जस्ट नीड अ प्रॉपर स्टॉक लिस्ट, F5 फीचर you can use and you can see stock item wise detail. So this is stock item wise detail. और यहीं से अगर आपको स्टॉक देखना है, so you can use F8 feature and you can use this show stock option. So आपको ये स्टॉक से रिलेटेड कितना ओपनिंग में था, इनवर्ड, आउटवर्ड, क्लोजिंग, वेरीफाइड और नॉट, ये सारा डिटेल्स विल गेट इट फ्रॉम हियर। One more important thing which I usually check while doing the audit through Tally is daily negative stock. जैसे हम लोग डेली कैश चेक करते हैं कि कहीं नेगेटिव नहीं है, हम लोग को डेली नेगेटिव स्टॉक भी चेक करना चाहिए। यूजुअली क्या होता है, क्लोजिंग नेगेटिव नहीं दिखता है, बट वो लोग क्या करते हैं, स्टॉक जेवी या कुछ करके स्टॉक को पॉजिटिव कर देते हैं। बट अगर डेली बेसिस पे भी स्टॉक नेगेटिव है, तो या तो इनके वाउचर एंट्रीज में इशू है कुछ, या तो इसको कुछ तो भी प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। सो हम लोग को ये फीचर हमेशा यूज करना चाहिए, डेली नेगेटिव स्टॉक। सो कोई भी डे पे अगर कोई भी स्टॉक नेगेटिव होगा तो आपका ये लिस्ट में आ जाएगा। इफ सपोज दिस लैपटॉप बैग, ये मुझे ओपनिंग क्लोजिंग कुछ नेगेटिव नहीं दिख रहा है, बट ये ड्यूरिंग द ईयर कभी भी नेगेटिव गया होगा, सो आई गेट ऑल द डिटेल्स टू दिस स्टॉक, आई वेरीफाई दिस स्टॉक कि कहाँ नेगेटिव गया है। यू कैन सी दिस 30th April ये स्टॉक नेगेटिव गया था। सो क्लोजिंग आई कुड नॉट फाइंड कि नेगेटिव है कि नहीं, बट ड्यूरिंग द ईयर भी अगर ये नेगेटिव गया है, so if you run through this report, daily negative stock, so you will be able to fetch this report through this कि opening closing positive है but daily negative आपका stock जा रहा है, so you have to put a query कि why the stock is going negative on that specific day. And obviously you don't need to again go to the gateway of Tally and run through the stock register and everything. You can directly check it through this F8 feature, show stock item, and you will be able to see all the incoming and outgoing stock. So this was the important feature. If you need to do any configuration here, you can do configurations through F12. आपको कोई specific stock ही देखना है, just want to see all exceptional stock. If you want to see group wise stock, you can select this as yes. तो आपको वैसा configuration you will be able to see. And अगर आप कोई भी report इसमें देखते हैं, obviously you have the option to save that report. You save that report for future use. Whenever again you will come to this feature, you will be able to see this report. और आप go to option में जो saved reports आपको दिखता है, उसमें से you will be able to see all these reports. Apart from this, if we run through more reports regarding stock, so we'll go to stock. We can go to stock summary also. यहाँ पे भी आपको ये सारे reports मिल जाएंगे. आपको stock item wise report चाहिए, आपको stock item wise report मिल जाएगा. F12 से you can configure. You want to see quantity, you want to see rate, you want to see value, you want to see opening, inward, outward. You want to see value of outward. You can see value of outward too. You want to see detailed form, condensed form. This is again the same report. If you want to see profitability of stock, you can see profitability of stock through this feature. If you want to see valuation, you can see valuation through this feature. यहाँ से भी you can go through exception report. If you go through exception report, आपको negative stock का list यहाँ से भी मिल सकता है. आप इसमें filters कर सकते हैं, add कर सकते हैं columns. आपको last year की company से या और कोई company से आपको ये stock compare करना है, तो you can do it through this feature also. So rather than going through this feature, I suggest कि आपको audit के time पे almost सारे features आपको analysis and verification में you will be able to get. So this was all about stock item. If you want to see stock groups, you can see stock group. यहाँ पे only primary group बना है. अगर आपने और groups create किए होंगे तो you'll be able to see that also. So now chart of accounts and stock items almost similar. एक और feature I would like to show you. I'll just use group feature. Stock movement analysis. Suppose मुझे कोई भी एक stock देखना है इसमें, तो मुझे वो stock का पूरा movement analysis इसमें दिखेगा. Just select. So अगर मुझे movement analysis देखना है तो I'll just use go to feature movement analysis. If I put तो कहाँ से मेरा inward था, कहाँ पे sell out हुआ है, ये सारा detail I'll be able to see through this feature. इसमें भी you have configurations. You can use this configuration. एक stock specific stock अगर आप track कर रहे हो तो you can go through this stock movement analysis also. One more feature I will show you. Stock query. This is the stock query feature. आपका जो stock है उसका average cost कितना है, purchases कहाँ से हुआ है, opening कितना था, sale कहाँ पे हुआ है, items of same category अगर कुछ होगा, कौन से go down batch details में है. So through this stock query you will be able to get all the details. इसमें भी if you go to exception report you will be able to see negative reports from here also. Apart from this, अगर आपको कोई stock देखना है तो you simply go to F4 feature. जो भी आपको ये साइड features दिख रहा है, use almost all the features. So report से related अगर कोई भी details होंगी तो you will be able to get in there in that column. So if you are running through stock, you run through this also. Stock query है, movement analysis है. Apart from this, जो already available reports है in audit feature stock का, that you can run. Now verification of balances. So verification of balances का best part है जो negative ledgers है इसमें red दिखेंगे आपको. Okay, so this is आपका group and उसके अंदर जितने ledgers है उसमें से अगर कोई negative ledger है तो आपका highlight होगा इसमें red में. I don't want to see group wise. I want to see ledger wise. I'll simply go to F5. And here I can see ledger wise. Ledger wise में भी जो भी आपका negative balance है, that will be reflected in red. So आपको ready query वहीं से मिल जाएगी कि negative क्यों है. या तो हम लोग ने negative ledger एक run through किया था, उसमें भी you can go. I want to see all the expanded details of this report. Let's do all the reports. So if you want to see this group wise, if you want to see this ledger wise, so apart from chart of accounts, this is also the thing where you can check all the balances. And peculiarity of this report is the negative balances will be highlighted as red. And balance variance you can use. आप last year का इसमें details add करके comparative add करके variance percent से आपको दिखेगा कि कितना variance last year से ये साल में है. If variance is very high, definitely we'll go and check the ledger. कि variance क्यों है? So we can put up the query also. Now, very important feature which I personally use and I personally like is analytical procedures. So ये basically we do it in Excel. But ये tally में भी possible है. We can check group to group. We can check group wise to ledger comparison, ledger to group and ledger to ledger comparison. So I'll run through one basic comparison. I want to compare sale accounts with my purchase account. Just an example. Okay. So अगर मैंने ये analysis check किया तो मेरा sale versus purchase का 1% वेरिएशन कितना है परसेंटेज वो आ गया. सो 59.66% मेरा सेल का परचेज यूजुअली ये रेशियो में रहता है. और परचेज में भी आपके और डिस्काउंट्स है, परचेज 12% या इसमें और भी कोई हेड्स होंगे तो वो भी कितना पार्ट करते हैं 59% में, दैट विल बी शोन इन दिस एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर्स. सपोज आई वांट टू चेक sales with debtors. This is sale with debtors. So this is percent of debtors and 126% what is the percent of other debtors. So if you want to check the highest debtor kaun sa hai, so you can go through this analytical procedure. And best part is ये जो last year का आपको comparison दिखाता है उससे definitely you will be able to understand कि variance है तो this is the risky thing. Negative जा रहा है तो specifically it will show you in red. If you want to compare sale with direct expenses, you can compare your sale with direct expenses. So यहाँ पे direct expenses के head में कोई भी expense नहीं है इसलिए यहाँ पे report नहीं आ रहा है. वरना यहाँ पे आपको सारे direct expenses के bifurcation, what percent of sale it is, last year what was the percent comparative to sale, and the variance will be shown. So अगर direct expenses में भी आपको GP ratios check करने हैं कहाँ impact कर रहा है तो you can check through this analytical report. Apart from this, you can check group to ledger. If you want to check your sale में से एक abort company का कितना रेशियो है, so you can check sale to ledger, you can check ledger to group and you can check ledger to ledger. आपको कोई भी two specific ledgers to ledger check करना है तो you can do that also. So this is some amazing thing I find in this feature is कि मैं कोई भी permutation combination में I can check, मुझे check करना है तो group I want to check purchase to creditor ratio. You can check purchase to creditor ratio. You can use this advanced comparison feature also. Advanced comparison में if you need some specific ledger, आपको अगर कोई specific ledger check करना है तो specific ledger भी आपको यहाँ पे separately दिखेगा. This is the specific, ये पूरा creditor का list है. But मुझे creditors में से ये specific thing I want to check कि ये इसका कितना percent purchase का कितना percent है. So I can check this along with last year's comparison. So anyhow you mold this report as per your convenience. You can use advanced comparison. You can save this also. So this is the best thing I find in this, which I usually used to do in Excel format. Now I can get some ready ratios, analytical procedures through Tally. Apart from this, you have ratio analysis also ready. I am just going through the go-to feature and use the reports. Now, as per that company's rules, you have to calculate all the ratios also. So, उसमें से कुछ ratios तो readily you will be getting here only. जैसे current ratio है, so current ratio कहाँ से कैसे calculate हुआ, यहाँ पे you will be able to get formulas. Here you will be able to get formulas also. You got the ratio, current ratio, you got assets, current liability, quick ratio, debt equity ratio, you got GP ratio, NP ratio, operating cost, returns on investment, turnover in days, return working capital. So these are the basic ready ratios. So you can run through these ratios also through Tally, and you can run through this analytical procedures also. So this is the best feature which I found in this entire audit ka feature, analytical procedure, because I keep on running it company to company while conducting the audit. Apart from this, there is a feature pending receivables, pending payables. ये हमने exception report में outstanding में भी देखा था. We'll be able to get it here only. So if you don't want to run through different, features of Tally, you can just go through this data analysis part and you'll be able to get all the features. So this is receivable. Again, receivable ka, you'll get entire report, kitna bills pending hai. And important thing, कि अगर कोई भी ledger में, if there is on account vouchers passed, तो आपको ये सारे ऑन अकाउंट वाउचर इसमें मिल जाएंगे कि ये अकाउंट में ऑन अकाउंट एंट्रीज हुई है, इसके लिए ये ओवरड्यूज में गया है. सो दिस इज नंबर ऑफ बिल एंड ऑन अकाउंट वाउचर्स व्हिच हैज बीन पास्ड इन दिस लेजर. और रेड में आपको स्पेसिफिकली एक्सेप्शनल आइटम्स विल बी एबल टू सी. दीज आर क्रेडिटर्स एंड इन डेबिट बैलेंस. If you go through the account, you will see all the account details also. Through this report also, you can run through aging analysis, bill-wise or due date-wise. So you can need to run through several accounts here. Somebody wants me to speak fully in English. Okay. So this was the report of receivable. Similarly, we get payable report. So this is the payable reports. This is all the creditors list along with pending bills. And if the creditor is classified as debtor and showing credit balance, it will be highlighted in red color. And similarly, in this payable also, you can see there are on account voucher entries passed. So obviously, we do random checking of the vouchers on the basis of amount. So अगर आपको ये specifically देखना है कौन से account में on account entries pass कर दी, अभी ये specifically you have to see because अभी वो MSME का 15 days 45 days का rule has been applicable. So अगर कोई on account vouchers यहाँ पे entries pass हुई होगी, then you will be able to see through this report. And through here also you will be able to see aging analysis, bill wise, due date wise. You can apply filters, you can save view this report, you can configure this report, show enterprise type, sorting. So you will be able to see. Okay, now I'll take up one more feature of related party. If you go to master configuration, you will be able to see related party report. So in tax audit, we have to report related party transaction. So if you want to classify any party as related party, so here you get option to classify. So suppose this, yes, this is related party. They'll ask you the relation, how it is related party. You can put the relation, husband's company, wife, company, same director, same partner, etc. So through this related party report, all the related party transactions can be fetched through only one report. What you need to do is you just need to classify party through here as a related party and just put the relation. And if you feel कि इसमें कुछ गलत है, there is something wrong with this report, you can restore this as a default or you can update. You don't want to change existing related party status, then you can change and update this report. So through this, you'll be able to classify a related party details through this report. Similarly here, if you go to master configuration, you'll be able to say related party. If you want to classify any party as related party, you can classify the party as related party and you'll get a separate related party report through this report. So about this report, particularly I like on account vouchers, which specifically party ke samne it is displayed that this entry has been passed on account. There is no bill pertaining to this entry. That is the reason there is no overdue date shown in front of this entry. So periodic payments and receipts. Periodic payments and receipt, you'll be able to see repeated expenses. If you are getting any repeated expenses, you'll be able to see in periodic payment and receipt. Repeated transaction. So obviously this GST, how many times they are repeated, total vouchers with same amount. If suppose same amount with same party is getting repeated many times, then definitely you can check what is wrong with the transaction. Why same amount purchase they are doing. So this is just for your verification purpose. Run through this. If same amount, all the contra entries and payment can be possible in same amount. You can configure this to dates, amounts, groups, and voucher amounts also. You want to take date same as ledger equal to agar amount se aapko kuch you want to compare it with amount. I just want to see amount above 10,000 rupees. I want to show 5 count ke upar ke transaction. So there is no amount jo 5 times 10,000 ke upar repeat hue honge. So repeat transaction report, you get it to here. Please use all these features given on the left side because kuch na kuch related reports you get it from here. Suppose if I go through this type of report, I just show ledger wise details. I'm just trying to see ledger wise details. So ledger wise details, what are the repetitions? I'll be able to see. If you want to put any verification note, you can put a verification note as well. And definitely you can save all these reports. Apart from this relative size factor report you get. What is the relative size report? That is कि highest transactions, highest rate of transactions कौन से ledger के अंदर हुए हैं, that you can check. You can go through the ledger, run through the ledger through this account itself. And RSF कैसे हमने calculate किया है, they'll tell you that also. Interbank transactions हुए होंगे तो वो you get ready report of cash withdrawals and cash deposits. So पूरा cash book run करने के बदले अगर सीधा आपको contra entries देखनी है, so you can run through this cash deposit and withdrawal accounts also. You get fixed asset analysis report here. So fixed asset का हम लोग को less than 180 days, more than 180 days का report यहाँ से properly मिलता है अगर entries correctly pass की है तो. You get opening balances of the assets, you get additions, you get deletion, you get closing balance. So you just can take all this in Excel and you can make your depreciation schedule accordingly if you are making it manually. So this is the way where you can see fixed asset register. Now this is transactions done on holiday. So this was weekly of Sunday. So Sunday पे ये सब purchase के transactions हुआ है, JV pass हुई है. So this can be a small query के when your office was closed and how this entry was done, how you have purchased this. So they just need to give clarification regarding this. and you can put a note. If you want to configure holiday, if you want to change a weekly off days, at times there is no weekly off on Sunday. So you have weekly off on Friday, you have weekly off on Saturday. You can change the day. You can add public holidays also here. So other holidays you have defined, then you will get all the transaction which has been done on holiday in one report. So you can just put a query that why this transaction is reflecting on a holiday. Similarly, we get one more report of highest and lowest value report. So whatever ledger you have, uska highest amount and lowest amount, you will be able to see in this report. अगर आपको बहुत variance दिख रहा है, you can check the ledger through here itself, F8. You'll be able to see entire transaction. What was the highest amount? What is the lowest amount? And what is the variance? So you can run through this. If your variance is very high, so you can just move into ledger and run through the ledger once. So at times, if your client's industry is specific, कि इतना difference नहीं होता है कोई भी bills में, so you'll be able to get variance report from here itself. You can configure this report also. You want to check amount wise greater than or less than, or if you want to check type of balances, you want to check only credit balance, you'll be able to see only credit balance. You want to see debit balance, you'll be able to see debit balance. If you want to see which group this ledger is qualified, what is the primary group of this ledger, be able to get all the details. So this is one report with the highest and lowest transaction of particular ledger. Similarly, pending advances, there is any advances, you will get a specific report, pending advances, spell check instrument, अगर आप ये feature use करते हो तो. So this was all about data analysis to TallyPrime. So if you could see, we are getting some ready and clean reports from here, wherein there are specific audit queries. We don't need to run through, separate trial balances, balance sheet, profit and loss account. Initially, what we used to do, we used to compare trial balance to trial balance. So this trial balance to trial balance comparison need not be done. You get entire reports along with the comparison through this data analysis feature. So if anyone have specific query, we can take up regarding this data analysis. Any specific query? Abhishek, do they have any specific queries regarding this topic?
Ma'am, I just got a message about where we can find this dashboard kind of thing. And the last query that is here is whether all these features are also available in Tally version of client licenses or only at auditor Tally version.
No, you get that. You get this feature on every Tally. What you need to do is you are on gateway of Tally. You will be able to get find this display mode report feature. You go to this display mode report feature and you will get this analysis and verification feature. So through this, you will be able to scroll through all the reports. Anything else?
Oh, ma'am. And I just wanted to inform the attendees here that this session is being recorded and the video will be available on our YouTube channel maximum by tomorrow end of day. So ma'am, you can continue the session. We have around 8-9 more questions in the Q&A section. We can cover it in the end.
Okay, sure. So this audit planning and strategy can be definitely made through this data analysis feature, which give us ready negative list of transactions, including आपके negative ledgers, आपके negative stock, आपके chart of accounts which has been used in current year, not used in last year, etc. Apart from this, holiday transactions you can see, analytical procedures you can see. So definitely a feature. This is not this feature has not been added in TallyPrime, but this feature has been there since a very long time, since I think Tally ERP 9. So please run through this features of Tally. You'll be able to get good command on this. So we have seen chart of accounts. We have seen options in chart of accounts. We have seen exception reports. We have seen this verification part of chart of accounts. Analytical procedures we saw. We saw ledger wise, group wise details also of all the accounts. We saw almost all configuration. With whatsoever report you go, you do F12 and you check the configuration, you'll be able to get some or the other connected reports through that. We saw verification of balances wherein the negative balances was specifically highlighted in red. Pending bills, aging, we saw exception reports of ledger, we saw related party reports also. Jahan se related party, you mark the related party and get the related party report through that. Masters and voucher statistic through chart of accounts we saw. Stock summary, we saw stock aging also. We can just run through that stock checking features of data analysis. Analytical feature also we have seen, group to group comparison, group to ledger comparison, ledger to ledger comparison along with last year comparative and the final variance. This also we have covered. Highest, lowest we have covered. Apart from this, you get good features of stock summary. Some of the features of stock summary we have run. Movement analysis we have run. Stock queries we have seen. Stock transfers, stock JV. अगर आपको specific register देखना है, I will go through that also. So whenever you are doing the audit, go through the stock journal vouchers also. अगर कोई stock JV से usually manufacturing concern में you will be able to get this stock JV. So you just compare अगर कोई stock JV का transactions यहाँ पे हुआ है तो you can go through physical stock register also. You can go through physical stock register also. Now what is physical stock voucher? So physical stock voucher is Tally का एक feature है जो अपने आप auto entry pass करता है. If as on 31st March you want to make the obviously at year end आपका stock verification, physical stock verification are conducted by the clients. So whatever variances you get through this stock physical verification and this tally accounting, you have to either pass a stock JV. Stock JV would be easily caught by the auditors, or another option there is you put a physical stock voucher. So physical stock voucher, what you can do is suppose a stock you have quantity, while physical checking you got the quantity as 10, and in tally you have 11 quantities. The one quantity just gone, गायब हो गया, book में है ही नहीं. So how will you change in this tally? So now what they'll do is they just need to pass a physical stock entry. Physical stock entry में they have to do the closing stock as on 31st March as 10. So उनको value या कुछ भी नहीं डालना पड़ेगा. जो भी आपका 11 stock होगा 31st March पे वो सीधा 10 लिखेगा. अगर ऐसे कोई stock से related adjustments they have done, you will be able to see in physical stock voucher register. अभी मैं आपको physical stock voucher register I won't be able to run through it now because it is very vast topic. अगर हम लोग वो कभी करने बैठेंगे तो it will take more 1.5 hour. So what you can do is along with stock JV register, you can check physical stock vouchers also. You go through that physical stock voucher, whatever adjustments has been done by your clients as on a specific date, you will be able to get it in physical stock voucher register. So this is easier way to manipulate the stocks by the clients. So this physical stock vouchers need to be thoroughly checked if the physical stock voucher entries has been passed by the clients, and definitely ask for reasoning that why the stock has been changed. And if you don't get a specific reply for them, you have to report it in your report. So this is about physical stock register. Apart from this, stock item cost benefit analysis, batch, etc. Apart from this, I think major part we have covered. Now, one more feature I'll be able to review is in analysis and verification. You have one more feature known as voucher verification. We'll run through this voucher verification patterns. So here you'll be able to see all the vouchers, जितने भी vouchers pass किए हुए हैं in this entire tally, that is 458 vouchers has been passed in entire tally. Okay, now what are the bifurcations of this voucher? There are contra entries, there are credit notes, debit notes, JVs, payments, purchase, receipt, sale. So this is the bifurcation of the entire voucher entries passed in the account. So if you want to just go and run through specific entries, you can run through the specific entries and change the view. So yes, this is the vouchers and the vouchers bifurcation. So you'll be able to see stock JVs here, sale, purchase, whatsoever vouchers they have made except optional vouchers, you'll be able to figure out in this voucher bifurcation. I'll go through stock vouchers. What stock vouchers they have made, we'll be able to see from here. Stock was getting negative, so a stock JV was created here. So you can run through this all stock JV also. If you want to run through credit note register, you can run through credit note register. Run through debit notes register, run through debit note register, all the JVs, in which month, what are the number of journal entries has been passed by the clients. You will be able to see here. Payment vouchers, purchase, receipt, sale, whatsoever vouchers has been created, you will be able to see it here. And similarly, you can save, apply filters, apply configurations. Now I will use sample method. Okay, now I want to use a random sampling method. Okay, so total vouchers are 1899 vouchers. Okay, now I want to check 500 vouchers out of this. So randomly 500 vouchers will be sampled और अब वो आप 500 vouchers check कर सकते हैं. Apart from this, I don't want to use the number. I want to check 80% of random vouchers among all the voucher list. I will accept. So amongst the 1899 vouchers, 80%, exact 80% of vouchers will be sampled, and the sampled vouchers I can verify. So this is list of random sampling which has been done. So if I want to check this transaction, I will check this transaction. You can put either random sampling, you can put sampling by, specific groups through amounts. आपको जैसे भी sampling डालना है, you can use sampling that way. Suppose if you want to go through sampling, I want to vouch all the vouchers of stock. I want to vouch all the sale bills with maximum amount above, suppose 1,50,000 sale orders. I want to vouch all the physical stock registers. I want to vouch payments above 5 lakhs or 3,000. You can just put a sampling description here and all the vouchers will be sampled accordingly. You want to make this as a default, you restore it to default. I want to change my vouching methods. Again, I can put vouching, but to change, I want to check all vouchers. Vouchers above 3,000. Physical, I want to verify all. Credit notes, I want to verify all. Debit notes, want to verify all. Purchase, I want to verify above 1,50,000. So this is the sampling which Tally will be doing it for you. So you will be able to see whatever sample vouchers you have done, the sample vouchers you have considered all the vouchers in credit note, sample vouchers will be shown in a separate column. Okay, if you go through this column, if you have verified this voucher, mark as verified. If you want to put a note, mark a note. Suppose I want some internal confirmations. If there is some internal observation, you put internal observation. If you have some external clarification needed from management, you can put your clarification, what clarification you needed, from whom you need clarification. You can put a clarification note here. Similarly, if you have done random sampling of almost 80%, then all the sampled vouchers will be reflected separately. All the sampled voucher will be reflected separately in this sample voucher. And all the observations here, there was a total voucher, sampled vouchers was 725 vouchers, out of which how many vouchers you have verified, how many vouchers have internal observation, how many vouchers have external observation. And if you send this to, or if your client is, correcting the errors through this tally only, then the alteration details will also be reflecting here. So this can be entire audit query documentation in one page. Along with the query note, you will be able to see the internal observation. This is all sampled vouchers. So how much you have verified, how much you have not verified. You go through them, you verify the transaction, you put your note as verified, you put your note as unverified. So by the end of your audit, you will be able to get all the list. Suppose purchase, I have sampled through amounts. So now checking of sale purchase is not at all an issue because we can directly reconcile it through GSTR 1, 2B and 2A through Tally itself. So if you have verified, put a verification note. So you'll get a verification note here. Internal observation, external observation. You can put every note in here and you get a proper master report of all this. And definitely you just go through all these columns. These are only the sampled vouchers. If you want to see all the vouchers, see all the vouchers. If you want to save, add filter, you want to configure, you can do it in this report. To sample details. So this is the sampling. What we have done, you have sampled vouchers above 1,50,000 and amongst them you have verified only one. So this is all about data sampling. So trust me, this is also very like one-click feature. Either you randomly sample or you just sample according to, your client industry risk factors. So you'll be able to easily sample the data. You can put verification note. Your client can change the data or edit the data if there is any mistake to this only, and the alteration will also be recorded. So you just put it as an audit document and it is sorted. So this was all about data sampling and data analysis done through TallyPrime. And I really want you all to update your data from 3.0 to 4.0, 4.1, because every time they add some or the other new feature in TallyPrime, so that can be easily used. Now the hottest topic is that MSME payments. Definitely, this MSME payments need to be cleared before 31st March. And another challenge is for a chartered accountants and auditors who are verifying all these reports. So Tally is giving all this report in very easier way for the auditor also and for the accountant also. So it is advisable that you upgrade your Tally. Apart from this feature, GST I have not covered here. GST ke liye bhi I think already topic has been taken. So GST annual reconciliations also you can do through here only. You can import GSTR 2A from the portal. You can auto reconcile 2A to B. You can auto reconcile GSTR 1. And while filing GSTR 9 and 9C, this annual computation feature is also very useful, wherein you get all the details of GST returns and your closed audit details from here itself. So this is also another good feature. Do we have any more queries? Yeah, Abhishek, do we have any more queries?
Ma'am, we have some queries in the Q&A section. So we
Okay.
can start with the first one. Is a little, the query is a little longer. It's by Mr. Sameer Kaswala.
Okay.
So should I read it out, ma'am?
It's in a Q&A box. Let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
go through it. I'm unable to put remarks of the transaction for few transactions. We have marks in internal observation pending, but when clarification is received, it is overriding. Okay, sir, there are so many points. So, Mr. Sameer, you can just note down my email ID and put your query on my email ID, or either we can connect after the session and we can solve all this query for you, because taking all of this query now would be a little bit time constrained.
Yeah, ma'am. So I can do one thing, Sameer ji, if you are there in the call, I'll share you my email ID as well as ma'am's email ID.
Sure.
Ma'am, they can put the query in the mail and possibly at your convenience, you can revert back. Would that work?
Sure.
Yeah.
That would work. Yeah.
Sure, Sameer.
And
So
one more I can see regarding some TDS ledger and 26 AS matching. So I think a separate session for TDS and GST is already taken by our evangelist team. So I think they can run through that data for the detailed features of tally ledger, TDS ledger checking.
okay, yeah.
Also cover about audit trails. So yeah, audit trails edit log feature needs to be enabled. in Tally, and you will be able to get all the audit logs through Tally. How to update verification status. I have shown you in Tally how to update verification status. If you have verified, just go through that transaction and put verified. If you have some internal observation for your own team, you put a comment there under internal observation, and you will be able to fetch all the reports of internal observation, external observation, verified, unverified, kept on hold through this voucher verification itself. Verifications like this. Difference of opening balance and closing balance. I think we have run through that chart of accounts and comparisons where we'll be able to get opening balance and closing balance difference along with the variance percentage. How to activate random sampling option. We have already covered how to activate random sampling option. Show you once again if you want. We'll go to voucher verification. Change the financial year. We'll go to sampling method. Here we can see random sampling method. So first we'll restore all our to default and we'll go to random sampling. Suppose I need to consider 75% verification. I'll set a percent as 75% verification from here. So out of 1899 transaction, randomly 75% of vouchers will be taken. And this will be sampled. You get that, but before doing this, you have to restore your previous sampling method. Once you restore your previous sampling method, then only you'll be able to put random sampling method. So already we have manual sampling method. So now I've restored and I have done random sampling of 75%. The more number of vouchers, it will take little bit of time to sample the vouchers and get the report for you. So this is all the random vouchers which have been sampled. You can put verification mode for this vouchers. So I think email IDs have been shared by Mr. Abhishek. So you can mark both of us. We'll reply you. Please repeat the points regarding MSME. So there is one rule. If you need to do payments to MSME vendors, so this is applicable to manufacturers and service providers. And if you need to do any payments to manufacturers or service providers, you need to make the payments within 15 days. Excuse me. If you're not making payment within 15 days, maximum payment period is 45 days, but you need to have a contract with the person that XYZ is the payment days, but it should not exceed more than 45 days. And if there is delay in payments, more than the contracted period, then you have to serve them interest 3 times more than bank interest rate to MSME person. So it is advisable, just you have still few days left, just figure out all your creditors details from 1st April 2023 and check if there are any pending payments. Unless there is any dispute created for the transaction, There are no exceptions for this. If they are manufacturers or if they are service providers, payments need to be done to them within 15 or maximum 45 days. How to mark voucher is verified, I have already shown. Can you share the PowerPoint slide? Yes. Akshay, I'll share it with you. You can share it with the viewers.
Sure, ma'am.
So I think major queries we have taken.
Yeah, ma'am. And whoever has any other query or want to, their query is not resolved as of now, want to connect with Dhara ma'am, I have shared my mail ID as well as ma'am's mail ID. Please write a mail to me, drop a mail to me or ma'am, and we'll be able to get your query resolved. Second thing about the PowerPoint, I'll ask ma'am, she'll send it to me. You guys have my mail ID. Just drop me a mail that you want the PowerPoint presentation. I'll share the presentation directly with you. So there is one more concern. Please, if possible, can I get previous webinar video on Sir, and all the videos are there on our YouTube channel. It's there on Tally Solutions YouTube channel. I have shared the link of the channel also in the chat. So all else you can just
So
go see. Yeah, ma'am.
yeah, if you want to check all these videos, there are very, meaningful and precise videos about GST, reconciliation, TDS, edit logs, then audit features and new release of Tally. You just run through the CA community at Tally portal and you'll be able to get all the recordings of all the videos there itself. You'll be able to get articles, you'll be able to get videos, and you can connect any of them.
Sure. So I'll just share the link of our community, CA community channel that we have. So once you go there in the webinar section, you'll find all the webinars till date, all the webinars that we have done from Tally, CA Connect. So I've just shared it with everyone on chat. And ma'am's video, today's video will be uploaded on this, on our community channel as well as on our YouTube channel, latest by tomorrow. So you can go and check out today's video there. So, ma'am, thank you so much for such a wonderful session. I was stuck to the screen. I was watching how Audit Trail works. Basically, I had little less idea about it, and this session made me more aware about how the audit feature works in Tally. And I'm quite sure it did the same to all the other viewers that attended this session. Thank you so much for taking out time, basically in the end of March. Everyone, as well as you, ma'am. It was a very good session. I'm looking forward for any such sessions that we can take ahead on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, because people who are demanding that audit needs to be more out there, audit feature needs to be more out there, people needs to be more aware about it. And again, thank you so much for a good session, ma'am. Such a good session.